Why are people thinking about listing now and not in the spring?
Get ahead of the market, get ahead of all the inventory. If a whole bunch of people list at the same time.
That's right. Get out of the market and prepare their houses, right? Most people's houses, when they put on the market, they're not quite ready. It's not show ready yet. The houses have to be show ready by spring, which means this is the time to get it ready now. They have to be thinking, well, if I list my home, how much am I going to get? When is the best time to list my home? And where do I move to next? People don't wake up in, sellers don't wake up in March or April thinking, today I'm going to list my house. Jack, call me. I'm going to go list my house tomorrow. They're thinking about it right now. Does that make sense, guys? And so this is your time to reach out to your spheres of influence right now, okay? And get in touch with them and guarantee your success. And so I use a lead generation system, a revolutionary lead generation system called Conversion. And Don Choi is going to cover conversion later. But if you don't have conversion and KV Core powered by inside sales, inside real estate sales, then you need to get a CRM. You need to get some sort of lead generation system to make this thing work. All right. I'm not going to get into the systems now. Don Choi will show us a little bit of that later. But if you don't have a way to organize your systems other than a bunch of cards or sticky notes that basically have no organizational skills, you're not going to be successful year over year over year. Does that make sense? You've got to have a system that tracks when you last talked to them, what's the name of their kids, when did they move into the house, just data, just market data, because going after the listings starting right now might not necessarily yield success this spring. It might yield success next spring, but you're in their minds now and you're building your database now, okay? Don't make the same mistakes most real estate agents make. And what are some of the mistakes that agents make, right? The biggest mistake agents make is not being diligent. When you start to reach out to your clients, guys, don't be the one, don't touch with them just once, right? The system, our sales industry, all sales industry tells you, you've got to touch people 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I repeat, 7, 8, 9, 10 times in order for them to really believe you and trust you and see your consistency so that you can be their trusted real estate advisor, all right? So stay consistent. You only can do that with lead generation systems, all right? So so stay diligent. Get out of your comfort zone. If you're in sales, you got to get out of your comfort zone, all right? And we're going to talk about that. How do you get out of your comfort zone? Don't be afraid to ask for the listings, okay? The biggest mistakes that real estate agents make is not getting in front of their spheres of influence and asking for the listing. Hey, I think that you're probably not, let's say I'm going to talk to Cindy Greco. Hey, Cindy, nice to see you, at this party and all. Thanks for having me over your house, blah, blah, blah. I'm a real estate agent and I know you're probably never going to move out of this house. You're probably never going to move because this is gorgeous. You know what? Are you curious to know what is happening in your marketplace? Would you allow me to give you a market analysis of this home now that I've been here and I've seen it? I'll send it to you in the next couple of days after this party, and you just tuck it away. And in addition to you getting a market analysis on this home and knowing what's happening in your neighborhood, Cindy, I'll also give you neighborhood reports. I'll also give you what's going on in our area. Would you like that? It won't cost you anything, but at least you'll have some market data, right?
Yeah.
That's the pitch that I give people when I talk with them. Okay. Ask for the listing and just say, hey, if you ever think about selling, or if your neighbor across the street decides that they want to list, boy, I hope you think of me. I really, really appreciate the referral. So most real estate agents never ask for the business. They never ask for referrals, and they really don't talk intelligently about the market. Okay. So how do And another biggest mistake is most agents don't go after listings fast. Most of us are trained to go after buyers. I don't know why the market does that. Okay. As soon as I got my guts up, I started to go door knocking and asking for listings 15 years ago, 14 years ago. I got listings. I went after sellers, not buyers. Because if you get listings, it's almost going to guarantee your success. Think about that. Think about if you owned, if you're in the shoe selling business, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the shoe selling business, would you rather find one customer at a time and take them to a shoe store and sell them a pair of shoes? Or would you want to own that shoe store and have all the customers come to you and pick out the pair of shoes? That's how you have to be thinking about listings. All right. If you go out and you get a listing and you put it online onto the multiple listing services, everybody who's buying a house is coming to your store, coming to your listing. You are almost guaranteeing your success of collecting half of the real estate commissions. But if you are going out and finding buyers and taking them from house to house to house to house, unless you have an exclusive buyer agreement, you are not guaranteed a paycheck. When I take in listings, I am guaranteed a paycheck. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
You go after listings. The only way you're going to lose is if you overprice that listing and you don't know what you're doing. Okay. So get your listings lined up now. How? Well, reach out to everybody that you know. So who do you know? Reach out to people in your cell phone. You guys receive holiday cards. Reach out to every one of those people who just sent you holiday cards. Hopefully you saved the return envelopes. Those return envelopes have addresses on them. Those addresses should be going into your CRM, your Consumer Relationship Management Database, to drip on them. You should be sending them a thank you note or thank you note, and attach a comparative market analysis for the home. Go ahead and take the liberty of just doing it. Most of you probably haven't done a comparative market analysis ever. So go ahead and practice by doing it now, right? I received probably 60 real estate cards, 60 Christmas cards, right? So for those agents who are on my team, if you don't know who to send it to and you didn't get any Christmas cards this holiday season, first of all, sorry for you. I don't know why you didn't get Christmas cards. I did. but if you run out of Christmas cards, come over to my house. I'll show you who sent it to me, and we'll team up together. And you say you work on Team TeamTruong, and thank you for the holiday card. Tom says hello, and he wants to thank you by giving you a comparative market analysis for your home, up to date today. Guys, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Who would not want to have a 30, 40-page real estate report specific to their home? That shows how much of a professional you guys are if you start doing this, okay? I'm sitting on a 16-unit listing right now because I contacted developers. I met a developer at an open house years ago, and I stayed in touch with the guy, okay? And early this year, about exactly a year ago, he gave me his first development, a 16-unit development in West Boylston. I have sold 11 out of those 16 already. That's averages one a month just from that one developer, because I took him to lunch and I stayed in touch with him over the last 3 years. And this year he gave me 16 listings. And it happens, guys. So make sure. And another way is, where do you meet developers? Well, you guys tell me. Whoever's got the microphone up, where would you go and meet some developers? Come on, ladies and gentlemen. I want you thinking here. I know it's early Saturday morning, but I want you to think. You showed up to learn, right?
Well, I think for me, locally, if I know there's some developments that are being, presented to the town, and I could reach out to those, just like you're saying, Tom, to go get lunch, get coffee, just to introduce myself. That's how I've been. If that case, I'll try to do something like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
I walked down the street on Christmas Day and saw a development where there were names on the sign of the developer, but not a real estate agent. I'm calling that guy up.
Beautiful. That's it. What else? All great ideas. What else? Come on, guys. How else would you find developers? Try going to the zoning board meetings. Every town has zoning board meetings. When I started my business, and even today, I go to ZBA meetings, zoning board of appeals meetings, or building department meetings, where everyone's trying to pull a permit to get construction done. Show up early, find out who's presenting, say hello. If you're showing up with a team member, spread out. Don't sit next to each other. You're wasting each other's time. Sit in between other people and make friends. Grab business cards, hand out cards. Tell them you're the local real estate professional with local real estate knowledge. You can help them. If you need to understand their project, chances are if they're going after a zoning letter and trying to get something, so they're not going to get approved right out of the gate. They're gonna have to come back in a second, a third, or fourth meeting. Be their cheerleader. Understand their project and stand up when the zoning board asks, are there anybody here to talk in favor of or against this development? Guess what? If you stand up and you talk in favor of, do you think you have a better chance of getting the listing from that developer? I'm trying to teach you guys something that you've never heard before, right? So, if you're a guy like me who believes in affordable housing, I used to flock to those affordable housing meetings. And I was not the popular guy in the room in snobby neighborhoods to support a affordable housing project. The snobby neighbors pierced their eyes at me. They're like, get out of here. We don't want cheap housing, affordable housing in our backyard. But that's my mantra. I believe in affordable housing. So I backed up these developers and I spoke for them, and they would give me some of their listings. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. Yes. Signage all over the place. Like Dorothy said, cold call. It's a lost art. Door knocking. It's a lost art, but it works, and it works so well. I wish Kevin Harris, one of my team members, was on this call. I taught Kevin Harris when he first joined our team about 2 years ago. He'd come over from another real estate company and had not done very well whatsoever. And I told Kevin, you and I are going door knocking. Okay. So where do you go door knocking? Oh, by the way, you go 2 at a time. I never suggest anybody, even the guys, to go door knocking by yourself. Go 2 at a time, walk down the street. One goes on the right side of the street, one goes on the left side of the street. You track each other. And if you have the opportunity to walk into a house and you're that lucky because you hit it off with them right and you hit that off the right timing, then you say, give me 1 second. I'm working with my business partner. So I'm going to ask them, would you mind if my business partner comes in the house with me, right? It's number one, safety. You never know what happens inside that house. They're strangers, all right? So it's more for your safety than anything. And if anything goes wrong, at least it's 2 of you, okay? But go door knocking 2 at a time. So how do you go door knocking? Well, if you're working for any decent real estate agency, they should have listings already, right? At my company, eXp Realty, we probably have over 100 listings at any given time, over 100 listings. So all I do as a new agent when I started was I would talk to some of the newer I would talk to the agents who have listings in my office, and I'd say, hey, excuse me, hey Norma, hey Jenny, you have a new listing. It's been there for about 2 weeks or 3 weeks now. I see you're not doing an open house this weekend. Can I do an open house for you? Right? Or you just let everyone in your office know that you are happy to do open houses for them. And agents, even agents in Massachusetts, even if you're not on my eXp team and you need open houses to do this weekend and next weekend, you find me. There's my contact information at the bottom here. You find me and I will work with you, teach you how to do open houses. Then I will put you inside my open houses and you can do open houses. And you're not doing open houses to sell that house. You're doing houses, you're doing open houses because I want you to do what I'm saying here, to use it as a cold calling, as a door knocking feature, okay? So let's say you're gonna, this is not your listing, but I allow you to show my listing on Sunday at the open house. So then what you do is you ask me, Tom, have you gone door knocking around that address yet? And at 90 Sterling Street in West Boylston is one of my, that's where that development that I talked to you about. I have not done door knocking. Shame on me, right? I'm getting lazy. One of those lazy older agents. Well, you guys don't have to be lazy. So you go door knocking around my listing on Monday night, on Tuesday night, on Wednesday night, on Thursday morning, on Friday morning, on Saturday morning, and you say, hey, I work with Tom's team. We're selling the house right down the street over there, and we're doing a neighbors open house before the normal open house on Sunday. We'd love to invite you in from 11 to noon. We'll have coffee and cookies and some light snacks for you to take a look at this new property that's coming on the market before the general market hits, comes at noon. Or you can do it a Thursday evening, a Friday evening, whatever works for you. So you door knock, right? And then basically you drive traffic. Now, chances are they're not going to come, but they appreciated you showing up, knocking on the door, and giving them your business cards, giving them the flyer. Okay, my friend Kevin Harris is very successful because I taught him how to do this. He consistently gets listings after listings after listings in the same neighborhood where he already secured another listing. And so it starts to grow, it starts to mushroom, okay? I wish Kevin was on the call. Hey, Don or Dick or somebody, if you guys, hey, Dick and Ali, if you're on the phone, do you mind texting Kevin Harris for me? Tell him I'm doing a training and ask him if he wouldn't mind jumping on for a 5-minute testimonial. All right, I believe Kevin doing this method right now, ladies and gentlemen, is sitting on 10 plus listings that's coming on this spring because he started doing this a couple of years ago. And this is the time in the month of December and January when he reaches back out to these folks and he lets them know that he's still in business, big back, stronger and bigger than ever. And this year, I believe this spring market, he's going to explode out of the spring market and getting a whole bunch of listings. Once you get your listings and you finish your door knocking, again, you got to put that information back into your consumer relationship management database so you can follow up with them the following year or every 6 months or so is how I follow up with people, okay? And then you post it on social media. Many of you joined this call because you saw my social media post, which I put out just only yesterday. Only yesterday, noon, you guys saw this and you showed up. Think about if you did it and you planned ahead and you boosted your post. Guys, I didn't even boost my post and I have 22 people on the call today. 22 without spending 1 penny to boost this social media post. You guys showed up. Think about how successful you would be if you posted an open house and you posted something that's interesting about the house, about the neighborhood, about something that you're doing, and you drove traffic to it by spending $10, $20 on a social media boost, right? We're not going to get into that. Maybe I'll do that coaching session another time. So keep following me on my Facebook and my LinkedIn and my Twitter and everything. Just find me and follow me, and then you'll find out about these trainings, okay? I have so much success on social media and driving success all across the country, right? Post something that's interesting. Let people know about the open house. When I started, guys, here's another tip for you for doing open houses and posting on social media. I said the first 20 people who showed up at my open house gets a $5 Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks gift certificate. So I went out to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. I spent $50 on each of those places. I bought, 10 $5 gift certificates at Dunkin' Donuts and 10 $5 gift certificates from Starbucks, right? And then I went to my open house and I had a little disclaimer. When you check into this house, I will give you a $5 gift certificate. So they showed up, they opened up their Facebook, and they checked in, right? I created the location on Facebook. That's the house I was selling. And they checked in, And every time they checked in, it showed up on my Facebook feed, and I would give them a $5 gift certificate. Do you know how much power that is? Number one, they became my friend on social media, and now they followed me. Number two, my sellers are so impressed. My sellers are out about somewhere, and they're seeing people checking into their open houses from social media. And the word got out that this guy uses technology to drive traffic into his open houses, traffic that normally isn't driven, right? Most agents just get lazy and they put it into multiple listing services and they stop from there. Don't be lazy. Go the extra mile or two and you will have an awesome spring, all right? Get recommendations, guys. Once you have 1 or 2 success stories, get recommendations. When I started off, I didn't have any clients. I didn't have any sellers or any buyers who I had success from. But I had my friends write me recommendation. Hey, Tom is a good guy, right? Tom is a good guy. I believe in him. I trust him. Talks nothing about real estate, but you're still getting recommendations. Last but not least, visit real estate offices. Did you hear me? Visit offices. What? You want me to visit real estate offices? Yes. Visit offices in that local neighborhood. Let them know that you're doing an open house, and you're also going to do a neighbor's open house along with a broker tour open house. Got it? Broker tours are very popular. I don't know about some of your markets, but in my markets here, they're very popular. So I invite them to my open house, and I make friends. And for the EXP real estate agents, you understand the purpose of why you want to make more friends at real estate offices, okay? To build your revenue share, your residual income, all right? And so I would do that as well. And at the same time as I am promoting my open house and my broker tour times, I'm also letting them know, hey, if for some crazy reason any real estate agent here in this office needs time off and they have to go on vacation or last minute even, and they can't make it to an open house because their kids got sick, something happened and they couldn't make it to that Sunday open house, keep my business card, call me. If I'm around, or if I'm not around and my team of 100 is around, we'll cover the open house for you. Think about how much of a friend and a professional you're going to be when you offer up those services to your fellow real estate partners to step in an emergency to cover for them so they can have a day off. So they don't have to call their seller and cancel their listing for that open house because they didn't have a backup. Guys, does that make sense so far? Okay. And here's the slide that I show you. You have to have a lead generation system called KV Core or Conversion. If you guys aren't part of EXP, go out and buy this. This is the Ferrari of real estate consumer relationship management database. It costs you about $1,000 to start up and $500 a month. But think about it. Think about how important it is. If you sell a $400,000 house, that's a $10,000 commission. Right, guys? $400,000 house, 2.5% seller's agent commission is $10,000 commission. If you're on an 80% split with your company, that's $8,000 in real estate commissions in one house. So I would say it's well worth it for you to invest in KV Core because that will more than cover, one sale will more than cover your whole cost for your lead generation system for a whole year using KV Core. So non-EXP agents, go get this software. I'm telling you, it is well worth it. When I built my business, I bought Salesforce, and then I moved over to Boomtown, and then I recently upgraded my business to KV Core, okay? And as for those EXP agents, you guys know it only costs you $50 a month and no startup fee. So for EXP agents, if you are not leveraging KV Core, shame on you. You should be killing it right now and feeding your KV Core consumer relationship lead management database 5-10 a day so you can start tripping on them. It gives you predictive email, buyer leads, seller leads, so on and so forth. All right. And it also gives you a front-facing website that looks like $1 million so that when you leave those door knocking houses and when you leave those parties and you give them your business card has $1 million looking website. This is just a screenshot of what my website sort of looks like. and it competes with the best of the best. And that's the same thing. KV Core and Conversion gives you this tool right out of the gate so that you can compete with the Redfins, Zillows of the world, okay? And it tracks your leads. It tells you how many new leads you have coming in, how many leads you need to follow up on. It doesn't track, it not only tracks it for you this month, but this week, but this month and next year and the following year. It tells you who to follow up on because you told it to remind you. Guys, I am done. Any questions? And then we're going to get Don Choi to open up his screen and to share with us his tricks about KV Core. Did that help? Then do you guys have any questions? Go ahead and open the microphone. I'm here for you.
Thank you, Tom. This is very helpful.
All right. You're welcome.
Thanks,
Questions,
Tom.
comments?
Sorry, my video is not working here, but I appreciate your know-how.
You're welcome. Who is that? Who just spoke?
This is Pat.
Pat?
Yep,
Hey,
Pat
Pat.
Scanlon.
Oh, Pat Scanlon. Nice. All right. Glad you made it on the call, man.
And two, I gotta. Speaking of the parties, we were at my wife Alana and I worked together, and we were at a Christmas party with her family the other night. And she started, at one point, I walked around the corner, she was chit-chatting with a woman, a friend of her aunt's, who were meeting tomorrow about a possible listing of a condo in Newton. So, yeah, definitely, I'm sitting there listening to her, and I'm like, oh, she's saying all the right things. And it's definitely, if you say the right things, I think you'll get opportunities like that. So.
That's right. When you guys talk, hey, if you're a real estate agent, don't make the mistake that all real estate agents make. When somebody, if you're a real estate agent, what is the most common question non-real estate people ask you just to be nice? Go ahead. What do they ask you?
How's the business?
How's business? How's the market? Oh, it's good. Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, it's good. Come on.
It's awesome.
The market in Southborough where I live, or the market in Westborough where you live we're up 3% year over year. Inventory used to be 20 days, now it's 30 days. You better know your market, boys and girls. Right? You're giving them good information. Do you know the crime rate in your neighborhood, Norman? Do you know the crime rate in your neighborhood, Clarence? Would you like me to give you a neighborhood crime report? That is being a real estate advisor and a professional. Don't say, oh, it's good. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Totally makes sense.
Learn your market. Say something intelligent. Stand out from the rest. All right, Don Choi.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Source of that information is MLS. What else? Police station?
Yeah, MLS, police station. For those realtors in the room, all EXP agents or realtors, you guys have access to what? To what software that gives you all the neighborhood and police reports?
Well, the RPR reports, right?
Yes, the RPI has it.
Exactly. RPR has it. So you don't have to send them the whole report. If you want to use it as a drip system, only that page, the RPR report, is probably, I see some chat thing here. The neighborhood report, excuse me, the RPR report is awesome. Oh my God, the amount of money that the realtor party and your real estate board pays to associate with them is crazy. And you guys don't know how to use it. Please use it. For those who are using it right, good for you. You can take that report and dissect it in 5, 6 different sections and drip on them once a week with a new section. You don't have to send it all to them. You don't have to send all 60 pages to them. Send 10 pages at a time, 10 pages at a time, and drip on them and drip on them and drip on them. Got it? Dissect that report, all right? Let's see, Dick Lee just said, I thought talking about real estate crime is a version of steering. I didn't say talk about the crime. I said, do you know what the crime rate is? Would you like me to give you a report? Dick, right? I did not say, oh my God, you definitely don't want to move into that neighborhood because it's a bad neighborhood. I did not say that. I said, do you know what the real estate rate crime is in your neighborhood? That's not steering. That's just giving information. that make sense, Dick? All right, Don, take over my screen, bro. Do your thing about KV Core.
All right. Tom, thank you so much. That was awesome here. And, I am going to.
How do I share my screen with you? Yeah, hold
Okay,
on.
there we go.
There you go. Good man.
All right, guys. So, Tom, thank you so much. Once again, always learning the inner secrets of obviously how you've been able to build this very successful real estate practice. And for those of you who are new to the industry, or for those of you who maybe have been in the business for 5 or 6 years and feel like you're on the treadmill, how many people on this call this morning feel like you're on the treadmill? Raise your hand. I'm scrolling through everybody's visual here. Come on, raise your hand if you feel like you're on the treadmill here in the real estate business.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Anybody else? Don't be shy. Okay. Well, look, if you talk to people like Tom, and if you get one-on-one coaching from obviously mentors and leaders like Tom, they're going to tell you the first thing is that how is your day organized? How is your business plan organized, which is your marketing and your financial plan, okay? An organization is vital to your success in real estate, because at the end of the day, guys, we all have 24 hours in the day. It's the greatest equalizer, right? Time. So you have to really learn. The trick of the trade in this trade is really learning to pick the battles that you want to fight using your time. In other words, if you showed 6 people 6 showings throughout the day, right? But as an example, they weren't pre-qualified, right? Do you think that's a good use of your time?
Nope.
Okay. So what we're talking about here, guys, is that we're going to talk about the necessary of tools. At EXP, we're talking about the best of the best people that have built multi-million-dollar real estate practices at other franchises, that have brought the best of the best ideas, have fleshed out some of the things that could be enhanced, and have brought their collective minds to integrate a platform to make it easier and more streamlined for real estate agents here at EXP to spend more time going out doing the things that Zillows don't do, which is shaking hands. People still want to shake hands. They still want a relationship, right? They want to talk to a live human being who knows the market, right? Who can actually walk their house and see, all the nooks and crannies of their house, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about one of the tools that's in KV Core today, which is called your websites, okay? How many of you right now that are not with EXP have your own website? Anybody here on the call today that's not with EXP and have a website?
Let's just assume there is somebody, Don.
Okay. All right. So at EXP, we have a website. And if you go into KV Core, if you look at the left-hand side here, here's your CRM. The listings integrates with your MLS, just as a refresher with everybody, okay? At EXP, we get your MLS. We integrate it with your KV Core. We have a marketing autopilot. We have a lead engine. Your transactions is your SkySlope transaction management. We have a transaction management software that integrates in with our KV Core, which is called SkySlope, and it integrates right here, so you can view your transactions. And then if you see right here, you see web and IDX. So my website is donaldchoi.exprealty.com. Tom's website is TeamTruong.eXpRealty.com. And many of you, like for example, Dorothy Manning is dorothymanning.exprealty.com, so forth and so on. So what we're going to talk about is that I'm going to show you exactly how to edit it. And I think the first thing that many of you should do is really 2 basic things to get your marketing started. Number one is that I see a lot of people's email signatures, okay? You're not utilizing your full marketing capacity. You're not really giving people a compelling reason to engage with you other than your cell phone number, right? So what are some ways that you can easily integrate? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, okay? So first of all, let's talk about your website here, okay?
Hey, Don, give me 1 second for a moment, please. Sorry to interrupt you. So for the folks who were not on this training call last Saturday, same time, 8 a.m., you can follow me on Facebook. Just message me, and I'll add you to the group where we posted last week's training where Don Choi did an amazing job covering the basic features of KV Core and how you can use it to generate more leads than you can humanly handle. All right, so we did a whole hour training last week, which we recorded and we put it out there. And so you can go back and get Don's training last week. This week, he's diving deeper into customizing your website right here. And I want to stress, if you're not with eXp Realty, it's okay. You can go out to kvcore.com and sign up and pay $999 to start and $500 a month, which I highly encourage you do if you want to build a massive listing business. All right, and you can still do exactly what Don is teaching you now. Go ahead, Don.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on edit settings here, okay? And folks, make sure that you obviously update your information. So if you look on update settings here, you're going to see agents. You're going to see different tabs here: agents, lenders, teams, offices, phone, okay? So I'm going to just kind of quickly go through these tabs here real quick, okay? So agents, folks, that's going to be you. So I think first things first, get a nice professional picture of yourself. Make sure that you upload it here, okay? For those of you who've been with EXP and have not utilized this, really, it's a wasted resource at this point. You really need to get into KV Core and make sure that you update this, okay? So get in here, really dig in, and you can update this. Now, most of your information, for example, your website here, this is not changeable here, but this information is going to be loaded here. This phone number here, this 978-812-2147, is that my personal cell phone? The answer is no. Actually, when you join EXP, we give you a smart number. This smart number is right here. It doesn't cost you anything extra. This smart number is designed to be a number so that if people text you or call you, it feeds into your CRM. Does that make sense? And your CRM will help cultivate that lead. But let's get back to the website here. So we're going to talk about the website today, okay?
Well, let me stress this importance of that phone number. For new agents in the business, if you want to separate your personal life with your business life, then use that smart number, right? I have a smart number and I don't use it at all because I have a team. My buyer's team answers that phone for me, but I track it all on this KV Core website. So I know exactly what is going on in my business. When my team drops the ball, I know it. That's very important. And if you're looking to build a big business, you definitely want to use a customized team so that one day you can go on vacation for 6 weeks straight, come home and have more money than you had when you left because your team kept working and answering that phone number versus your personal phone number. Think about the future. Go ahead, Don.
That's right. So thank you, Tom. So as Tom alluded, talking about the future here, okay? So some basic things that work really well with KV Core on the EXP platform. I know some of you might use Microsoft for your email platform, etc. I think EXP has really chosen to use Google. Okay, Google works really nice. If you look at our training calendar and all the integrations, the Google Suite, which is really Google Drive, Google Calendar, Google Email, okay, Gmail, okay, works really, really nice with all of the tools that we have here, okay? And for those of you who don't want to use your EXP email and want to have your own personal one, get your own Gmail account. Obviously, it's free. It integrates nicely. So we're going to talk a little bit about the settings here, why email is important, okay? Email is important because you need a source to capture and to get contacted, right? Because your website is essentially a way to play catch, right? For those of us. So when we talk about a website, okay, first of all, let's take a look at what the current website looks like right now. So when I click on settings, okay, this is what my current website looks like right now, okay? Now, if you guys can see my screen here, okay, it's got my picture here. I got to move my, I've got a video here and I'm going to share with you guys a little bit how I did that. I've got my social media here connected here. So I got Facebook, Twitter, and my LinkedIn. Okay, I've got different tabs here, okay? And then you can see that my easiest call to action piece right here is really to create a search, okay? It's designed to engage and to create a search. And if you look right here and you hit more options, it brings me to another page right away. And right here it's a very simple tool. I know how many of us, before you became real estate licensed, used MLS, or your real estate agent at the time sent you MLS and it was a little bit cumbersome? How many would say that it's very cumbersome? Why do people like using Zillow? Would everybody say that the utility factor and the ease of using Zillow and accessing information is easy? There's the cat. So if you look at your website here, I think part of what you want to explain to your clients here and prospects is that, look, it's very easy to use here. If you play around with your website, it's very easy to use to search and save searches. And in fact, what'll happen is that it'll capture their email, and it's easy to register because they can just, with one click of a mouse, they can register with their Facebook ID or their Gmail account. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to aesthetically change your website page. Okay. So that bar, or that, I've got a video playing there, but you can actually change the background image. And all you got to do here, folks, is scroll up and down. Okay. We have some stock photos that you can use. Okay. And all you got to do is you just got to click on one of these, and then you see the blue save button there, folks. You can hit save after you do that. Now, if you don't like any of those photos that are up there, okay, you can click and drag a photo right here. Just click and drag from a folder and drop it in here, and then make sure you hit save, and it will change the background photo on your website. Okay. So which photo are we talking about here, folks? We're talking about this right here. I have a video playing right now, but this whole box area that's right here, everybody see my cursor? You can literally change the photo right there. And that's what we're talking about. Now, if I scroll down my website, I've got a couple of other things here, like what's my home worth? This is a good, you know, Tom talked about getting listings here. This is how you start capturing a lead gen for listings, because people can really do a quick CMA or evaluation report. Okay, that's automated. Okay. In other words, you're not going to get an email request and then you have to go in MLS and whip out a CMA. It'll pull out a nice report, and I'll show you guys how to do that. And then scroll right down here, and this is the current website. So if you scroll down here, questions? Did somebody have a question? No? Okay, great. All right. So if you scroll down here, folks, okay, you're going to see hide resources here, hide print flyer button, etc. I don't hit no, because print flyer is when you guys clicked on here, okay, and you do a search. When the client does a search, they can type in the information. They can actually, if you hit resources here, okay, you can see our resources sold properties. This automates a flyer that can be generated. And when that flyer is generated, again, it gets captured into KV Core, okay? So we want to leave that as no, okay? Mandate phone. If you don't know what this means, folks, see that little question mark? It'll tell you what this does here. This will require that a new lead enters a phone number when they ask to register. Now, I know all of us are really adamant about having phone numbers, right? We prefer to have phone numbers over emails, right? But you know, you have to think about where this is. Last class we talked about the marketing funnel. Remember, you have to bring people through an experience in the process before you start converting them into an actual lead, right? So if you go for the jugular right out of the gate, sometimes you might scare people off, right? So the idea of a website is to really make it as easy as possible, because remember, your competitor is Zillow, and Zillow doesn't ask for a phone number out of the gate, okay? So I would recommend to keep it off as no. Just let them click with a Facebook or an email, one click, boom, they're on, and they can use your website, okay? All the tools that are on the website, okay? You can change the title here. I put the best realtor here. That's not compliant. I put that in there this morning. But really, if you look at the website and where does that pop up, you can actually change the messaging on that website there. But where that pops up here is right here in this bar right here. So you can change that. I just kind of put a generic in, so I'll change it back to, you know, real estate as a service. Hit save. Okay. You see that little website setting saved? And then I'm going to hit view website. And I'm going to scroll down here, folks, and boom, there it is. Okay. Now, some of you are going to say, well, you know what, Don? You know, my color is just not, it's not the gray and black thing. Okay. I want to change the color. By the way, for those of you who don't care for the smart number that EXP and KV Core provides for you, okay, you can use your office number, which is your cell phone number, and all you got to do is move from no to yes. Now, how does KV Core know what your cell phone is as your office number? It's very easy. You have to make sure that you go in your general settings here and make sure you update your information, okay? So what you do is you go up here, you go up to your agents and you click on my profile here. And when you click on your profile, there's going to be an office number that you enter in, and you could put your cell phone in there. And that information that's in here in my profile will be this information right here if you're not using your smart number. Does everybody get that? Okay. All right, great. So, so we're going to scroll right down here. The recruiting text, these are all HTML coding, okay? I don't recommend messing around with any of this, okay? I did call KV Core here. You do have the opportunity. My website is currently being rendered. Those of you who go to your website currently, you'll notice that you'll have the black, orange, and blue EXP logo. I am in the process of using the white EXP logo because of the color scheme of my website. So I think the white pops a little bit more. I sent an email to many of you and Tom and the leaders that I got written permission that we can use the company approved logos of the black version and the white version of the EXP logos, okay? I am gonna have a coder that's gonna take the HTML coding and he's gonna put it in this section here in this logo box and then save it. And when he or she does for me, it's going to be a white EXP logo right here on the top left-hand corner. Does that make sense? Again, that's a choice. By default, it's going to be the standard EXP logo, which is this one right here. Okay? Nothing wrong with those colors as well. It's just all a matter of preference, and it's just all, you know, how it all comes together. Okay? So I'm going to move this along here. Okay? You can put a custom footer here. So for those of you who want to put the wiring fraud disclaimer here, or if you want to put a little note here, this stuff pops up at the bottom of the website here. Okay. So right here, right underneath the office. Okay. This office address, this is relative to you being with EXP. You're assigned to an office. This is an EXP support. If you want to be more local, if you don't like the Boston address and you want to be in Southborough, you know, I recommend you talk to the state broker and they can help you with that. Okay. All right. So moving along here. All right. We're going to get to the custom chat widget. I actually decided to use Facebook chat widget instead. So I did not use it. There are third-party softwares where you can actually get a third-party chat widget. Okay. So what do we mean by a chat widget? A chat widget is this right here. Does everybody see that right there?
Yeah.
And as you guys see that I scroll up and down on my website here, I got the chat with us, okay? So if I click on that, okay, it's gonna bring me to Facebook Messenger, and it's gonna immediately make me obviously log in with Facebook. Do you notice that all of our website is designed to capture at least the initial email, right? And once I go ahead and log in, then I can start chatting, and guess who it comes to? It comes to my Facebook Messenger, and they're chatting with me. So there's every ample opportunity if you're out on the road doing a showing, or if you're on a listing appointment or whatever it may be, and somebody's pinging you, you're going to get that right on your phone if you've got Chat Messenger, okay? Obviously here, you're going to put your Facebook username. So I put here. Now, if you use a Facebook business profile page, just make sure that you copy that entire link. Go to your page and put that link here. I don't separate, you know, church and state on my Facebook. I've actually, you know, focused on my Facebook just to be my real estate platform. Okay. So that's all a matter of choice. Okay. We're going to get to the template here. So there are different templates. So you can use Hero and Foundation here. Hero is the more preferable method, in my opinion, foundation doesn't look as nice and chic as the current hero template here as well. There are different templates that you can really go ahead and actually change. And for those of you who really want to aesthetically go ahead and do it, but really, quite frankly, is that that's going to need a little bit more help from KV Core. And the way that you can actually contact KV Core is this little chat box here and say, hey, look, I've got a very specific template that I would like to use. I've got a, I know some of you who've got big teams here have a very particular style. So you want to just click on this chat box. They're phenomenal. I ping KV Core practically almost every other day without any exaggeration. And they respond just like that, okay? All right, so let's get right on here with the template theme. You can change the template theme. So I've got the dark gray right now going. You can change the color scheme here. That, just so you guys know, is this color scheme right here, okay? So this is the dark gray that we're talking about, okay? So I'm using a darker color with the white to make it pop a little bit, okay? Just go through and play around with it and look at the different color schemes, which suits your eye, okay? Now, here's the $1 million one that I showed Tom yesterday and Dick yesterday at lunch. And I'm so proud of myself because Tom, whenever Tom says, that's cool, that's like, oh my God. The great Tom Truong said, that's cool to me. I feel so super cool right there. So this is the video that's playing in the background, folks, is actually it's a listing video, okay, that in my organization, okay, if you want to call it my 60 plus team members across multiple states, okay, they've got a new listing here out in Florida, and they've got a great video shoot here. And here's where I share with you why you want to use Google, okay? YouTube is if you put your listings on your channel, okay, and for those of you who do drone footages, okay, what you want to do is that you want to click on, I'm going to click on, this is not obviously a real estate video here, but see this right here, folks, everything after the equal signs. If I want to put this video as my background, I'm going to highlight everything after the equal sign. I'm going to right click on it and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to come back to my KV Core and I'm going to paste it right here. And then I'm going to hit save. And when I do, what I'm going to get is that video playing in the background. Okay. So Tom talked about listings, right? And to connect the dots today about listings, as you get these listings, or if you don't have a listing, right? We talk about the culture at EXP about collaboration. Tom and Dick and other leaders always talk about the importance of collaboration, right? If you don't have these listings, talk to your fellow EXP agents in the local area here. See if they've got any video drones, right? I don't have any listings, folks. But guess what? I am showing you the true power of collaboration, and I got permission to play this high def, already paid for video on the back of my website here, right? And here it's kind of engaging, it's entertaining. People are looking at it. People are saying, what does Champions Gate have to do anything? This is a real drone video here, walkthrough here, and that is super cool. You can hide the chat widget if you don't like that. If you think it's a nuance, you can just hit no. Pretty self-explanatory here, folks. You can change the black color theme. So I'm going to skip right through these things. These are all very self-explanatory. You can always play around with it, hit yes, no, save, go back, toggle back to the website, take a look at it, okay, right? By the way, when you toggle back to the website, you have to scroll back up and view the website again, okay, and close these. Because if you keep going back to this one, this is the old save version that you looked at, okay?
Hey,
So,
Doc, let's wrap up in 5 minutes, all right? And then we'll do
Yep.
Q&A.
Yep, you got it. So I'm going to kind of just summarize the last part here, okay? For those of you who don't understand the finance tab, okay? You can hide the finance tab, but I don't hide the finance tab, and I don't hide the we're hiring link here. These are all call to action pieces. For those of you who have teams, okay, you can actually upgrade your KV Core to a team version of KV Core, and you can work with a very specific lender so that your lender is notified on the leads that are coming in. So if you're generating buyer leads, your lender will get the buyer lead the same time you do and can actually work on pre-qualifying them as soon as they get the lead, right? So again, just some of the things that are very useful. Now, I'm just going to show you guys one last thing as it relates to listings, because Tom talked about getting ready for the spring market here and getting listings in lead gen, okay? Marketplace. If you come to the marketplace, these are the different widgets that KB Core currently offers. Some of them are free, some are at added costs, okay? The one that I'm going to focus on today and sharing with you guys is right here. If you click on lead gen and nurturing, it's oops, I just had it right there. This is for listings, and it's called Listing Machine. And if you click on get this, okay, this is Listing Machine's website. This is pretty cool. This is additional money, okay? And for those of you who don't want to do the door knocking, and maybe perhaps for those of you who have a great relationship with a lender, and the lender wants to go ahead and, you know, maybe do some type of, you know, co-op, you know, and partner with you here to help you market, you know, you can go ahead and actually sign up with Get the Listing Machine right here. You can look at, they send out postcards and they also create integration. But the best part is that it all gets captured back into, guess what? Your KV Core. Okay. So I just wanted to show you how to access that. Obviously, we have KV Core training, advanced KV Core training, every Thursday in the EXP Cloud. It's at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Every single week, folks, it's a different part of KV Core that they provide. So if you've never attended, please go to the EXP Cloud. They go through it in detail. The training is phenomenal. And if you missed that training, you can go into our Facebook Workplace and they repost the recorded training of that training in Workplace as well. So folks, at the end of the day, there's really no excuse to not get trained. It's just really you taking your time and planning your day and your week and making that time to get trained and educated on how to use our tools. All right, on that note, Tom, I'm done. So I guess we should open it up for questions.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Don. Guys, hopefully we dove a little bit deeper into your KB Core website and customize it for you guys, all right? Again, I stress the point that if you're gonna get listings this spring, next spring, and become a massive real estate professional, you need a consumer relationship management database. And I've seen many of them. kvcore.com, I believe, is the best of the best. All right, questions about today's training. We're done for the training. We went a little bit over an hour, but hopefully we provided you with some really good information. And you know, hopefully you guys are going out there and getting some listings. Hey, Don, can you stop sharing your screen?
Mm-hmm.